What's up, Shuriken Shannon, and this is the Trolley Stop.
Yeah, West Coast, baby.
All right, so we're going live. We got Shuriken Shannon here. This is the Trolley Stop podcast. This is Trey Flip. How you doing, Doug?
Yeah, good, my man. Good to
How's
see
everything
you.
going?
Good. You know, I'm here with you.
Yeah. How's life? How's skating? How's this pandemic treating you?
Skating, you know, always pushing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing a little, you know, here and there projects, bullshit like that. But you know, pandemic's the pandemic, you know.
Trying to
so
survive.
It's some more bullshit. But we're
Still
trying
getting out
to,
there,
you know, we're trying to survive it as much as we can.
That's all we gotta do. The best thing we can.
Yep.
So let's break down the whole Shuriken Shannon legacy real quick, because you're an SD legend, bro, for real. So shout out SD. If you're from San Diego, you know this cat. If you don't, you're under a rock. So show them. All right. So born and raised San Diego. Show me your past.
Yeah, born and raised San Diego. All around San Diego, you know.
What would you say? What claims you? What parts of San Diego?
Downtown mostly, I guess to say. I would say I would spend most of my time downtown, but I'd bounce around all over San Diego. You know, more or less Ocean Beach too. You know, Ocean Beach and downtown. I was back and forth.
Okay.
You know, between one another, and then you know branched off to North County, South County, all over the place. You know, as a kid, you know, so I just all over the place.
What about high schools and stuff like that? Were you San Diego down here?
Yeah. High school. I went to Point Loma High School. Yep.
Oh, nice.
I went there for like probably
Leap
2
of Faith?
years. Yeah, Leap of Faith. I walk by that shit every day. Yeah, Jamie Thomas, bro. Like,
did you go to the high school like when he did the Leap of Faith?
Yeah. Before they had the elevator there now, because you can't even see the damn spot.
But did he try it when you were going to high school?
I think
was
that was before. He tried it before I was in that school, but we always knew what it was. And shit,
so you knew the Leap of Faith?
Yeah. It was known back then. And
I saw that as a kid. That was like my dream spot, and I went. I was like,
like, I know, dude. It's fucking insane. It's still insane to this day. Like, only do I feel like we'll step to that shit. Job.
You think he could pull it?
Yeah, just how it's evolved. Just how knees have evolved, bro.
Yeah,
that's why I feel like I don't think knees were like stable like that back in the day.
Splat.
Now it's like, yo, fools could take any kind of impact and shit. So,
yeah, that's amazing. So, when did you find a skateboard?
I found my skateboard, my first one. That was a long time ago, man. Probably around like 4, maybe 3, 4. It's always been around though, like because my dad had a karate dojo down here in downtown. That's where I heard about that mostly and shit. So I think one of my cousins, I think from New York, actually just left the board around and shit, and I just kind of picked it up from there and just rode that shit around the fucking whole little dojo and downtown the streets.
Was it just transportation or what?
Yeah, it was transportation back then. I mean, as a little kid, I didn't know no better. I didn't watch no video. This is way too young for me to even realize and comprehend that.
Because that's what I thought. Like, did you see tricks? You didn't see nothing yet?
I just seen people ride around, and that's mostly where that came from and shit.
When do you think you really like kind of took it serious? Like, I'm trying to ollie, I'm trying to kickflip.
Right?
Like,
yeah, that was like more or less around probably like 8, 9. To say, that's when I was like, cause more or less like I could stand up, I could push around, like I always was doing that, but like it was like 8, probably around then. I'm like trying to learn my ollies, right? Like, but I didn't really do anything prior before that, really. And shit. It was just kind of push on my knees, mob on my fucking
like a
feet.
bike or something.
Shit like that. And then I try to
because everyone has that transition of like, all right, I'm a skater now. I'm kick flipping. There's a loading dock. I want to ollie down it. You know, like there's a transition.
Nollie
to
pressure flips off these loading docks.
He said nollie pressure.
The worst ones. I thought it would be a nollie hard flip and shit.
It looked like
it was nollie pressure flip, dude. Like
my homie used to do that to me. We play skate. He'd do like switch hard flips, but it'd be like a switch pressure flip. It'd get me though.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what we got away with as a kid. I'm taking it, dude.
Because he could pressure flip anyway, and he'd like inward heel. And he'd be
that's what we're gonna do. Whatever we want. We're gonna think whatever.
Yeah, and it looked like it. I'm like, I can't do that.
Same thing with my hard flips, dude. I didn't know how to hard flip really, so it went like the opposite way. So it was basically a pressure flip, but it went through the legs.
You still
went
kept
through
it?
the legs though. So, but it looked like it. I'd be fooling fools, dude. I'd be fooling these heads.
And that's what happened with me too. When the hard flips, I used to do the Muska hard flips.
Yeah, that's the exact.
And then the Herman way when that came out, I was like, I can't.
I still can't hard flip that good today, dude. This shit, I got a few in my bag
It's a weird one.
but
but you could inward heel.
I could do that. One's more consistent.
That's a weird
that one's more consistent than a hard flip for me. Like I see fools catch that hard flip to the feet like so easy. I'm like, dude, give me a second.
Yeah,
it's gonna turn weird. I might land it. Now it's unpredictable for me, dude. Fools got it like on lock.
But the inward heel, how many people you see inward heel all the time?
A handful. I guess.
And how many people hard flip?
Everybody.
So I'm like,
I guess that's why that.
You got a good debate. You got a good trick under your hands. You got a good trick.
Ever since I seen Henry Sanchez do the inward heel flips, that's when I knew that trick could look good.
Oh, let's tap into that then. I had that question for you. So the inward heel, because he's famous for the inward heel. So that's who got you. Who'd you see do an inward that you're like, that's a fucking dope?
That was Henry Sanchez.
Yeah,
Henry Sanchez made me like actually want to make like that trick look good, because
you have that weird
you know what I mean?
The hard flip, you know how they get that little jerk catch. You have that.
Give it a good give it a good one. I've seen some ones that are like, dude, they could do them and do them really good, but they don't look right. I don't know, but I've just tried to make it as good as I could make it look, and fools like it and dig it.
Like that. Cool, I'm gonna call him out. I don't want to say it, but that Jeff the Cesare.
What was
Jeff?
Okay.
Hey, he has that weird pressure flip. I don't want to throw, but hey, dog, like
pressure flip type ones. But I mean, the fools could do them. They got them on lock.
He did them Hollywood though.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, if I wanted to try to step that, I'm like, damn. But I never wanted to.
That'd
go
be a
that
weird
far.
one,
like that
huh?
one. I wanted to
throw that
random stuff. Yeah, that was
to throw it down Hollywood would be.
If any trick I was trying to step on like Hollywood, that'd be inward heel. But two fools did that shit.
Really? Oh no, I saw a real one. Yeah.
The homie did.
I don't know who it was.
I'm a butcher his name. I ain't gonna say it.
What's his first one? First name? What's his?
I think it's Matthias. I think that's what his name is.
Well, shout out Matthias if that's his name.
I better be Matthias. I'm gonna blow it though. He ain't probably ain't gonna see this, but hopefully he's a homie from I think I don't even know. It's fucking Europe somewhere. And
okay.
Though, so.
I saw inward heel though. I saw one.
He's super good, dude. I'm like, damn.
So all right, let's tap into once you get like sponsor. What was your first sponsor?
Oh yeah, first sponsor, bro. Frozen, dude.
Frozen. Damn.
Yo, local, dude. If you know SD too, yo, Frozen skateboards was like, okay, that was like, the homie around, and Rodney Jones was always around. Like, he was a Powell pro back in the day.
Yeah.
And he would always hang around with Jeff.
He's a big name though back in the day. Yeah, hella before the internet and all that.
Yeah, before
big
all
name,
that, dude. He was a killer, dude. Multi-terrain, everything and shit. Dude.
I know. Yeah.
But he was the homie, and I always looked up to that. I'm like, oh, okay. Like he's on like legit Powell and all this. You got boards, but he's the homie's homie and shit. And they always take me under their wing and go skate and shit. And
you're a young cat.
Yeah, young cat. And I was like, always show him like little. Oh, look what I did today. You know, one of those kid thing. Yeah, I kicked with the fucking Ted stare and shit. I was like 12, 13 maybe, or
that's when you started getting
13. Around like 13. I was like, yo, I just kicked with 10 stare and shit. So I was like, oh yeah, cool.
And
they were just looking at me like, yeah, cool. And I'm like, yeah, all right. I know what it is. I get it. Let me prove myself though. Let me work my way up. Then like, oh yeah, it's a tray flip now here, fool. Like, yo, all right.
So you had stepping up my game and shit. You had to.
Okay. Starting to take notice a little bit.
Because you were the big dogs.
Boards. Yeah. Basically, trying to teach me the ropes is, what they knew and come from and shit. Though.
So what age was that?
That was like probably 12, 13. I was young and shit, and I was always around the older heads and shit. So it was like.
What was your first after that the legit into the industry sponsor
and I went with it wasn't Pickford, it was T-Bone's company. It was Germ Skateboards.
Oh,
bro.
Tommy was.
I wasn't really on though. Yeah,
shout out T-Bone, Tyron Olsen. Shout out.
Yeah, T-Bone is the legend, dude. But he was he always saw me and Tommy as the dudes and shit.
You guys right.
And he was like, all right, and this was almost on the way. Germ was kind of almost on the way out at that time.
Oh, okay.
They had dropped the video and
because they had
all
that
stuff. Yeah. And then it was like, yo, we're flowing these kids now. And then it was like, I left Frozen. I was like, yo, homie,
I didn't know you were on Germ.
Yeah, for a hot second.
Yeah,
hot second. Like it wasn't really like anything that could actually grow, unfortunately, and shit. But after that, it was Pig. Yeah, Pig Wood, bruh.
What we got playing in the background right here? What do you want to see, Shuriken? You got us playing some.
What is this?
He said Last Dragon. I was not ready for that, so I couldn't even hear it. To be honest, that's so funny.
Oh man, yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So you said Germ. Okay, then after Germ, where we going? What happened after that?
Yeah, after Germ, then I fizzled out a little bit, and then I just skating, just chopping it up around the block, and
But next
I didn't really film too much. That was like not really the thing for me right that second. And I went and filmed with the homie Adrian Mallory, and he took me with the homie Ivory. He's like the older cat and shit. They always had the camera and shit, and we're like, all right, let's fucking mob out. They're like, go check out this kid. Like, he's doing weird shit at the skate park. Let's take him out for a day. And I literally got 3 tricks that day or whatever and shit. And that was my sponsor me tape. I didn't know at the time and shit. I was like, oh, he showed it to Josh Beagle at Pigwood, and then he brought me a stack of boards. I'm like, what the hell is that, bro? Like, he's like, those boards for you? I'm like, don't care. Like, what are you talking about? Like, for real? I'm like, for real. Like, Pigwood. I'm like, all right, I guess, dude. Like,
that's
all right,
amazing.
let's run with it. Oh, he wants to meet you. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I was still like, fuck. Like, by this time, I was like probably 15, 16.
And then are you starting to go on like trips and tours and stuff like that?
No, not yet. That was like, we kind of just filmed locally. And then it kind of just grew into like, all right, we're filming a video. All right, now we're going on like Arizona trips and shit. They built like a little squad, like 3 heads at the time. It was just me, Charlie Castelluzzo, and that shit. All right, well, let's run it, I guess, dude. Like, I don't know no better and shit. Like,
and then what happened after that? And so, when did Black Label come into play? Is that
Black Label came into play a little while down the road.
You had another sponsor before that?
No, I did. I got on Osiris for like amateur. That was I was like Flow for a little bit, and then I got on amateur while I was still on Pigwood.
Yeah,
and then some life shit happened, and ended up going to fucking jail for a little bit. And,
oh, really?
And then I found out that Pig went under when I got out. Like, oh yeah, just to remind you, Pig went out of business. Like, what?
That's fun.
All right. Like,
yo, what do I do?
Yeah, basically, like, what do I do now? Like, really, what do I do now? Like, I'm getting, Osiris coverage, and they're giving me, the time.
Oh,
like,
speaking of that too. Sorry, when did that come into play?
Yeah, that was right at
around
Pigwood. Yeah, that was like the same time and shit.
Nice.
So it was,
I remember that.
Developing stages, flow, amateur, pro. That was like what the structure was back then and shit. That was where that went. So I was, I was still on Osiris. And then just skated, went on a few trips, and probably like a year after, like Pig or whatever and shit, like doing more like random contests at that time when I was into that type of stuff and shit, and getting around, and then fucking John just pretty much fucking saw me at a contest and was like, "Yo, what up?" And
John,
like, John Lucero. Yeah, John Lucero was like the dude. Fucking still is the man. Black Label.
Oh yeah,
Black Label and shit. He saw me at a fucking contest.
You went pro for Black Label?
Yeah.
Who'd you go pro for?
Yeah, Black Label.
Black Label, huh? Nice. Yeah. And how old were you?
Shit.
How long were you? You were with them for like a...
I was with them for like 5 years.
And then they turned you?
I turned pro at 21, actually.
Damn, that's great.
I remember that. I forgot. I'm like, dude, timelines now. Got to run that shit back.
I know. And
yeah, so I was like 20. I was like 21 and shit when that shit was going off and shit for me. So
Black Label, Osiris. When you parted ventures from Osiris, like what time?
That was around 2010. I was out of Osiris and shit.
And then were you still on Black Label?
I was still on label. I was still on label. I was on Billabong at the time and shit too.
I remember.
Yeah, that was.
Because I heard you got a good deal off that, no?
Yeah, I'll run with that. I weaseled deals. Like it's funny.
I heard that he got a hefty check off that.
I was supposed to get on DC. Well, I was supposed to. Fools hit me up for DC and shit.
Because they're trying to battle for you.
Yeah, it was like head to toe DC.
And then
I was like,
nobody knew where you were gonna go at that time.
Yeah. So I was kind of up in the air.
So they're trying to fight for you.
So I was kind of like weaseled a better deal at Osiris and Billabong, and just have that 2 separate things rather than having that whole under one roof, that was like you lost one, you lost all basically and shit. So I was like, dude, I don't want to do that. Like anything happen in this fucking game and shit,
and then you just
lose it all of a sudden. You're like, dude, what? 1 second you're fine, the next second you're
a
like,
sponsor could ruin your career.
Fuck? Yeah, that shit.
Like look at Greg Luska. That fool got K-Swiss.
Yeah, hey, run it, dude. If you can weasel that deal, you can weasel any deal you can get and shit.
But
dude.
then, like, it dwindled out.
I mean, for him, for him, I don't know, like,
so,
what a career move would that would, put him at after the fact, too. And shit.
Because sometimes it just helps your whole shit,
Yeah, sometimes it makes or breaks and
shit.
Dude,
It's like that crucial.
Yeah, having certain sponsors is weird, too. Nowadays, I feel like it was a little more lenient, easier to get away with certain things that you used to, like.
Let's touch on that real quick.
Right.
Since how do you feel about the skateboard game being like before the internet, and now you have Instagram and social media?
Yeah, right.
Like getting sponsored wise.
Yeah, it's different.
How do you feel about that?
The mold was different, now it's more like accessible. You could fucking really
knock that shit over.
There
we good. We good. Hey, yellow buffalo,
bro.
Yellow buffalo. Keep going.
Still fire.
All day. Let's put them up. Let's put them right set up. There we go.
But yeah, in between, how it was changing from like DVDs. We came from a DVD era of like, we go watch a
or
video
even
off a DVD
I gave out a VHS to people.
Yeah,
like, remember those?
VHS
to your footy tape. It was a footy tape. Like remember those? Yeah.
And when you used to, VH the fools.
And then you didn't know people's addresses.
Now it's a DM away, yo. Check my shit, dude. Like, and then you got Instagram pros and shit, dude. I'm like, yo. Didn't we have these dudes put in like the gnarliest work to get where they are, and then fools are just like, pop up on the spot, and now you're like, yo, wait.
You go pro from a skate park?
I'm like, I guess. And then it's like the new method of shit, it's new ways of doing shit.
You had to be in the streets to go pro back in the day.
I feel like you still have to, for me, and for like to be respected,
like you said,
legitimate
it's
and
a
shit.
weird generation.
Yeah, like we all, I guess, strive and for like be respected by our peers and the people that we looked up to and we were influenced by, and carry that same mold that they were doing and shit. So, but it's different now. You got more skate parks, more phones and shit, and more access to everything at the drop of a dime, and the most random kids that are like insanely good too. Like, dude, everybody good now, bro, but
and they're younger now.
But not everybody could be pro at the same time and shit. So and
there's a cadence.
There's a thing that you like. Carry about yourself and shit too. There's a whole nother side of it too. There's just a skating, focus on the skating, but there's another side of it too. Marketing, business, all that shit.
Like, can we sell you? Can
you push you, and then you gotta look at it too. Like, I don't think fools are looking at like in the long run as of like 5-year plans of even for especially for companies. Every company right now I feel like has a 5-year plan on where they're gonna be at in the next 5 years, and then what they're doing with certain people in the next 5 years. And I'm like, dude, that's a cycle. Like, and then when that time comes, hopefully you don't get in that chopping block of shit. But as a writer, as a
work in general,
if
you're working a cubicle job and then there's a 5-year, it's the same shit.
It's the same type of shit, So it's just like,
so as long as you're on
knowing shit, then knowing the biz, knowing what you're doing, and then how to navigate too. I know better now. I've had to experience a lot of fucking downfalls and overcome a lot of adversity in this fucking goddamn industry and shit. So
speaking of adversity, I heard you went through a little bit with Santa Cruz.
Yeah, that's a history.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit? You want to?
These motherfuckers.
Because I heard you got a crazy ass phone call that changed your life real quick.
Yeah, like I said, things could fucking happen at the drop of a dime, and when you least expect it too, and then when you think dudes have your back and to say, because in the end, I know we all understand it's a business and shit. But
I know I've seen you as a working man in the skateboard industry.
I've always been, the one to like earn my shit. So it's like I always made it a point to like,
underdog.
Nobody can tell me, nobody gonna tell me that I wasn't doing nothing. And shit.
Yeah.
Nobody, dude, because I know what I was doing. I know how I was doing it, and there's proof. So it's like, dude, if there's no proof, then okay, you can say all you want and fools believe it, but dude, I'm not the one to sit back and just like, no, dude, I've had this shit happen to me too many times prior, and then from something that I so-called respected and looked up to, and the things that were like, dude, like, I did nothing wrong in this situation. And then you went to go.
Especially if you're working, you're doing your job. And like you said, it's a cubicle job, and I'm doing my job. My reports are all good. Like,
it's weird.
It's
shit,
like,
dude. Like, that's not what you were fucking saying to me the other time over there.
And
that's
you're telling me everything's good.
That's not what's appearing. Yeah, you're making it's just two-faced shit that I'm like, aren't we all just people and we skate? I've known fools for like over 5-10 years too, and it's like a minute take that shit away, and off of how you carry yourself about it too and shit, dude. It's like, yo, you really didn't have to do it like that.
Yeah.
Or you didn't have to, and then go after the Fed. And then I think the one thing that was like,
it was on the internet. It was the interview, huh?
Was the like, it's one thing saying it behind closed doors in a conversation that's private, and then it's like you're going about it and speaking on it. That shit is inconsistent and not true, and you're like, wait, the fuck? The hell you just say? Like, that's not what you told me. That's not what you said about. Oh, now you're making it like this,
and it sounds and like people believe it, and it's like
take it as you want it. Like, as of like, you know, I'm like, dude, I'm the one that's getting shit happen to, dude, not anybody else and shit. Dude. Like, and whether you like it or not, this is affecting how I carry my shit afterwards. Because now they speak on my name like this, like, dude, they're tarnishing my fucking name on something that I didn't even do. Like, that's y'all's business. That's y'all's problem. I know what I was doing. I know how I was conducting it, and if there was room for improvement, that should have been addressed, bro. Like, and that's what the communication is, right? Like, that's what the fuck we got on this shit. If my staff isn't working right, I'm gonna tell them. Hey, and if I was doing something wrong, I don't like the productivity here. Let's up the pace here. And then I look back, I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong? Like, no, that's not true. Like, and you know what? Never got that pep talk. And you know what? I was like, all right, well, you want to take it there? I'm gonna take it there too. And I went on the same podcast and said to them what my truth is. They can say whatever they want to fuck to say about it, but I know what it is. You know what it really is, and everybody else knows what it really is because there's proof to it and shit. Dude, I'm like, man, whatever, bro. Like, that, it all could have been anything. Like, I didn't care about it in the first place. If it was that, cool. Like, at that.
When was that? That was like.
That was 2016,
17, 15.
It's been a little bit now and shit, but you know that's how it resonates, dude. Still to this day, like, cause fools like fuck you
still
over.
Do you still hear anything from that?
Bits and pieces and shit. I know what it is, dude. I've had fucking fools hit me up like, yo, that shit was whack.
Yeah,
that shit was wrong. They're fucking own people and shit, dude.
That's
I'm like,
fucked.
yo,
that's fucked. That's how you know. That's out of
my control
that's
and
how
shit,
you know.
Dude. But I'm just gonna say my piece and say my 2 cents, and that's what it is. If the shit gets brought up, I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is and how it really was. Like, and then it wasn't no different because you can go back and look at it like that. Dude. Yeah. Like, okay, like, I wasn't doing this. All right, here's this. I wasn't doing this. Oh, what? This. Like, dude, you can't tell me that. Like, and especially publicly, like, that's just
it should have been addressed to
like,
you.
Dude, like, okay, like, you did. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not doing, I'm like, guess.
Cool.
And
you're
like,
oh,
what you don't know, what you really don't know.
But you told everybody.
And then it was like, all right, let me get a second. And then dropped a fucking whole part on some shit that I like, yo, I didn't have what I had and shit, dude. Yeah. Like, man, you just making stuff up to make y'all cover y'all asses and shit, dude, off of my expense, bro. Like, that's fucked up. And it's at a time like that, dude. Like, my dad was in and out of the hospital and shit, and I'm like, dude, I'm working at the same time while my dad's in and out of the hospital. I gotta take him for his fucking heart transplant type shit, and I'm like, dude, and it's fucked. And you know, sometimes you don't need to tell these motherfuckers everything.
That's a bunch.
And it's like, dude, and then it makes it appear like I ain't doing shit. I'm like, dude. Then you just go around in my bag and do some other shit like that. And I'm like, dude, oh, this was this.
Yeah, you're going through a bunch of stuff already. And then you got some shit, like, all this like, other. Yeah,
like, all this shit is just wrong and inconsistent. And then you go on and bash my shit, dude. I'm like, okay, well, whatever, bro. Like, it is what it is. I'm gonna fucking move on because you didn't make me. And you sure ain't gonna break me. That's for damn sure.
What's up with what's this art, bro? When did that come? When did that come into play?
That came up probably about a year after Santa Cruz. I had the old Santa Cruz TM that got canned the same fucking weird way too. You did a lot for the fucking whole program.
No way, I didn't know
whatever
that.
they want to fucking do, they have a whole different side of shit. It's industry side of shit. And you gotta think about like most of these dudes are just in the fucking office nowadays, dude. That all they do is sit in a fucking cubicle and just fucking tippy tap and think what we're doing. I'm out here actually pushing the shit. Yeah. I'm actually busting my ass. I'm risking everything.
Skating billboard.
You guys give us kibbles for shit, dude, and we know what it is. I know what it is especially when I get older. I know what it is.
You know what business is. You know people are making money, and I'm getting.
I see it. Yeah. It's too hard for me not to see it, and I feel like that's a downfall sometimes because you get to realize.
Is
a lot
it discouraging
of
a little bit?
Yeah, I would say. You know,
like,
it's like
you know how
it definitely set me back to the point where like, dude, what the fuck did I do wrong? Like,
so
I didn't do nothing wrong, but it made me question a lot of the things. I'm like, dude. That's fucked up to do that, and especially people that are say that they're super close to you, but they never really gave a two shit.
And that sucks because it's business, and you think you're your friend.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And if business is business, but I knew what it was to say that, like, dude, that wasn't it. That was just you just wanted to do what you wanted to do and replace certain things and push this. Then it's fucking chess, dude. You're fucking pieces in the puzzle of their fucking game and shit.
Yeah.
Dude. And unfortunate, that's what I got caught in the grips of that one, and a few other fucking companies. But just makes you realize what you are, who you are, and your self-worth too and shit. Because it's like, I feel like that when the shit like that happens, it puts a persona out there that it like downgrades you and shit. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit never changed. I've been doing shit since day one, still doing shit. I'm like, dude, like, well, it just sucks that it's not on a platform of a skill anymore, and then people assume that you ain't doing nothing.
And they're like, where you been?
Yeah, it's like, yo, I didn't even know you still skated. I'm like, dude, well, if you haven't been following, man, I dropped this, I got this.
Just because like it's not on Thrasher or something.
Yeah, and then how much smaller it got, what I mean? And it's like, and then there's lesser opportunities for certain spaces, and then now I just gotta pay my own way and shit, dude. And
less stores and stuff.
And then it's what I think about. I'm like, dude, like, why do they have so much control in that fucking like mindset? I'm like, dude, I've been paving my way since fucking I was born, bro. Yeah. Like, I've been homeless since I was fucking 14, dude. Like, dude, I built this shit. Dude.
And a couple cats, I know your background where I'm like, dog, like, dude, certified.
Like,
everybody knows about
shit
you
like that. Definitely like, damn, ugh. But then and it's let me ask you push it on.
Let me ask you a real question on a skateboard aspect of like when you were a kid and how you had that fire.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, this skating is all I want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
To becoming a pro skater. What's the difference you felt of being a pro skater? Because people always dream to be one.
Yeah. But
the reality of being one.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot that goes with it. Some people take it well, and some other people just go wild with it and shit.
Was it different than you expected though? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I wish I did know that I would watch my ass more and shit. And I was like, dude, like, oh shit. That's why I realized that so much people have so much control of a lot of things.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Fuck. Like, okay, like, and then I start to figure out and start to think certain things, and then you start to mold yourself and like, all right, where do I want to go with this now and shit, dude, and it's like, all right, it's going like this now, and then when you least expect that shit happening, like, well, and it sucks too because they don't allow you to prepare for shit like that. It's like 1 second, and then it's another second, boom, and then it's like, oh, wait. It's not a regular job. Once you lose your income, you lose your income, bro. Yeah. Like, we can't go.
That's a career changing.
Yeah, dude. It's different. And so you gotta
go to Jack in the Box. You gotta apply for a job. Like,
you gotta apply yourself differently.
I ain't trying to go to Mickey D's. You're like,
it's a business. Okay, I gotta run my shit like this. I gotta, do what I need to do for taxes, and do what I need to do for this to keep my shit level and keep my shit living for as long as I fucking can and shit, dude. And that's why I'm like, dude, I'm striving as long as I can keep pushing and full still fuck with me, and I'm just here for the ride, and I'm just trying to enjoy myself and make a better fucking life for myself the whole time. It wasn't even about being this guy or this guy. I'm like, dude, I just need to make it out where I'm fucking at, dude. I'm like, I'm not going nowhere with shit. Like, I'm gonna be fucking in jail doing some bullshit,
which all of us can be.
Like, super easy too. And then it's different.
Go
time.
Outside.
It's a different time now. Like, and then but back in fucking the earlier days and shit, dude. And it's like, fuck, dude, it's different. But now, different place, different things. You gotta adapt too. I feel like as things go by, especially as skateboarding too. You could have a very short-lived career, and you could have a very long-lived career. I've always strived to be.
Because that's hard.
That's hard, dude. Tell me about it, dude. Yeah.
Because if you go big, it's hard to stay in the game long. Yeah. And then if you're just only techie, people kind of get bored.
Yeah.
Or if you're a vert skater, like,
you gotta go through phases. You gotta adapt.
So many like,
shit,
how do you stay relevant?
Yeah. It's definitely tough, and these dudes are just going.
It's like being a rapper. How do you stay relevant for 20 years? How does Jay-Z, it's like...
True, and then, luckily there's a lot of diversity in skateboarding and a lot of different styles and types of things.
Have you tried, like, transition skating?
Yeah, I do. Have you had, like, clips? I've grew up on... I mean, I don't think I pushed it like that because I was always, like, the street dude. This is what people want to see.
I don't fuck with tranny like that.
Now it's all integrated now. Like, everything's like...
I don't think if it wasn't a ditch, I don't think I've got a tranny.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it throws off the mix, but sometimes it like, or like
how they make the little DIY spots.
Depends on how the edit goes, I guess, and the angle of the goddamn and shit. And,
all right, I got a couple more right here. All right. So, in skateboarding, you could answer if you don't want to. You don't have to. Have you had any like beefs? Like with anybody, or like have you met?
Who wants beef? Who wants some beef?
Chicken or beef? or like met a pro skater where like he was just a dick to you.
Sure, there's those,
that you want to drop, ones, or you just
there's those ones. You know, I've had issues with
because I've had a couple, but I've had like a couple.
I try to keep it quick. It's more like their issues
where you're like,
this it puts me in a place where I'm like, dude, and it's more like racial and shit.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like, it's different time. We good and shit. James Brockman kind of fucking did
some weird shit. I did hear about that. Didn't he drop that bomb or some shit?
But no, man, it is what it is. Different time, different place. He was in a fucked up, drunken state. And, and this is over 10 years ago and shit too. The dude who he is now.
Because I see him recently and he seems better, like in a better place.
Time to time and shit.
So
I had a couple of things. I had to give him.
Hopefully that's gone.
Give him a little 1-2 and shit. And
you did.
You got, dude. When you do weird shit, it's like
a wake up.
You're forced to do certain shit that you're like, dude. Like if you wouldn't have done this shit, then you wouldn't have fucking got this shit.
You heard Gershon what he did at Andrew Reynolds. That board. He lost a tooth.
Yeah, I didn't make no boards about it.
You should have.
Yeah, I should have. They weren't ready for that one, bro. Like that.
And then, hey, right now would be the perfect time because you'd be like, end racism, and you'd be like,
yeah,
the punches,
missing too. Like, dude, my bad, but it is what it is. Like, it's just
so no beefs, Shuriken Shannon.
Not currently. Like,
Shuriken got no beefs.
I'm peaceful as hell. I'm just trying to fucking.
This nigga, he's Debo. That's why people just tuck their chain.
I'm just like, don't. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I just want to know what it is. It's like you do a nice person wrong, and it gets to a point where it's like, damn.
I'm so nice, but I could be that mean too.
Yeah, but then that side is like, dude,
watch
enough's
out for
enough,
this,
bro. Like it was everybody is like, enough's enough, and I'm like, everybody reacts their own way about it and shit when the time is and shit. So I'm just speaking truth. If it wasn't truthful, then fuck, I wouldn't say shit. But if it's truthful, then it's gonna get heard and shit. And at this point where I'm like, dude, I had to keep my mouth shut for the longest time because of like certain stuff that I'm like, dude, I can't talk about it because it's gonna be fucking detrimental to this, or people are gonna see it like this. And no, I got one. But at the point I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna say what it is and take it for what it is, and that's it. Like everybody's got their own fucking sides of things and shit. And for me, I'm like, I lost a lot of shit, so it's like, dude, what do I gotta lose? I'm like, dude,
what do I gotta lose at this point?
I'm like, this is what it actually is, and this is
that's
like,
a good point.
I'm like, what the fuck? And all I could do about it is say something about it. I'm not gonna find you, but if you're around me and shit, you're gonna feel the wrath and shit, dude. Like it's like, yo, that's not cool, and you're gonna know, like, yo, it's gonna be an uncomfortable vibe. Like I was fucked up until it gets addressed and squashed and shit. Because that could have been a easier, simple conversation, right?
Yeah. Hey, you got any papers by chance?
Papers? No.
Who got papers? You got papers?
You got this blunt.
You got a blunt? You want to roll a blunt?
We roll this up right quick.
All right, I got 2 more questions for you. I got you. So, wrapping this up.
Yep.
Appreciate your time though. This is dope.
Thank you.
Learn the inside of Shuriken right here, because I even grew up with this fool and I'm learning this shit right now.
Yeah, it's random stuff. I know everybody's got a story that hasn't been told. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of people that don't know.
I'm not trying to hear, hey dog, sit down and tell me.
When conversation comes up, it will get wrapped down. Then you understand.
All right, I got you. Right
understanding people. That's what it comes to be.
You. So, best thing you got from skateboarding? It could be an experience. It could be, what would you say? It could be, insight. It could be
people, family. I feel like gaining.
What's
friends
skating? What is it? What is it done? What is the best thing?
Best thing. Keep me sane. I think that's for anybody.
Out of jail, huh?
Yeah, a lot of things. It did really save my life and shit. I owe everything to it.
Because we don't all, where we're from.
Yeah. It's like, dude, we all owe everything to this thing. And
gangbanging,
it's brought a lot of things. It's brought a mindset and opened up a whole new world of everything. I feel like as a skater, you perceive a lot of things differently than normally and shit, dude. As for certain things people do and shit, and artists, creatives, and all that shit. We look at a lot of things. We think a lot of things too and shit. We thinkers and shit too. So
you would say skateboarding changed your life?
But yeah, it definitely changed my life for the better and put me in position to be a better me and shit, dude. From all the bullshit, and put me in a place to give back to people and educate what's what, and especially being in the industry and then being that young dreamer kid, like, oh, I want to do this. I'm gonna have my name on that board one day and shit, and have it actually come into reality and shit. And you're like, yo, damn, I fucking kind of envisioned this shit, and it actually fucking happened. I'm like, oh.
And that's my last question, bro. That's my last question.
Yeah.
So that little kid that's looking at you with your name on the board,
right,
and he wants to know, what should I do? Like a direction. What's your advice as a kid finding a skateboard for the first time? What would you tell them, like, how to treat it? What would you tell them to do? What direction? What would you
treat it with care and passion? That's why I think it's more passion, dude. Be passionate about something, you know what I mean, and have that strive to do it, you know, and that'll teach you a lot of things too. It's like that piece of wood. Look how much that made you feel to push yourself to be better, to be the best, and that should apply everywhere else too. You know, as a human being, a person,
you can move it to any
everything.
Job,
you can move it to
school,
anything. It's a lifestyle shit, dude. It's the way it moves.
I don't do the
differently,
kickflip
dude.
first try. No, okay, got next try.
Pick
I
up
got
yourself,
it.
try again. That's
Some
what
people
it is.
think,
It makes
I
you
messed up
learn.
one time, it's over.
Yeah, because it's easy to give up, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to give up, but it's fucking easy to fucking just fall way astray from that shit, and but that'll teach you more and more because you want it more and more because you know you could do it, right?
Yeah.
So and that's the mindset and the thought that's gonna be instilled in your brain forever and shit, and that's still to this day, I'm still learning. I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm still
as a pro
growing.
skater. You're
I'm still 14 years deep. Let's put that
still
14
learning.
years deep.
Still
now.
learning. That's the last words to the kids. What do you need to say?
Bro. Hey,
last
have
words.
fun. Do what you need to do. There's opportunity in everything, dude.
Yeah.
Do everything you can.
Don't stop. Keep.
Dude. Yeah, you could. Sky's the limit, bro.
And what? Positivity.
Yeah, positivity, peace, love, and positivity, right,
Hello.
dude? One love.
All right, well, Shuriken, Trolley Stops, his tray flip. Holla at your boy.
Yup. Yes, sir.
IG.